Well, good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the Home Weather Office on this Tuesday morning. It is the 15th day of August, 2023. This is the morning briefing. And as I look out the window of the home office, I see a lot of blue sky, but as I look farther to the south, there are some clouds. And I'll tell you, it's going to be an interesting day. It's going to be an interesting week coming up. I've got a lot of things to show you this morning, not only for the short term, but also for what we may see in, 6-7 days or so. So let's get right to it this morning. Like I said, there is a lot going on. So here's this little area of cloud cover that does have some Virgo with it that's going up the central part of the valley and the west side of the valley. Here comes the next surge of moisture that'll bring us more clouds into the valley and especially in the foothills this afternoon, as well as bringing more thunderstorms to the crest of the Sierra. And this is another really good surge of monsoon moisture. And look at where it's going. Look at the trajectory. It's from the southeast. So that means it's not going off toward, let's say, Las Vegas and Salt Lake City. No, it's going basically parallel to the crest of the Sierra. So even though we have bright sunshine right now in Plumas County, as well as around, let's say, Tahoe, we're going to be seeing clouds later on. Another little feature I want to point out is look at this little area right here. That's fog. That's in the Truckee area. This is Lake Tahoe. I know it's kind of tough to pick out. There's not enough contrast on it just yet. But yeah, so just to the north, there's that little patch of fog that gets into the valley around Truckee first thing in the morning. The other thing I want to point out is that to the north, right now, we aren't seeing any smoke plumes. But yesterday and last night, we saw a lot of lightning in Plumas County as well as in Mendocino County. There was a lot of lightning. And there are some small fires that have started up here. But the problem is that there have been a lot of small fires. And when that happens, you start to stretch the resources for CAL FIRE and other responding agencies. So if a fire is a couple of acres, well, usually, because of a lightning started fire, crews can usually get a handle on those if you don't have a lot of wind and other things like that. But when there are dozens of them, it leaves a better chance of having maybe one, sit unattended for a while, or you know what I mean. So that's going to be a concern here over the next couple of days, because we do have more lightning on the way, and we are going to see more lightning-started fires likely. And again, that will just continue to stretch the resources for CAL FIRE, because they're going to want to get a handle on these things and try to get them tamped down as quickly as possible. But again, the good news here is we aren't seeing any big smoke plumes. From this angle, you wouldn't see a smoke plume coming off of a 1 or 2 acre fire. All right, so we have all this moisture coming up from the south. What about getting showers from that? Well, let's take a look at the HRRR this morning. And this is the HRRR 12Z run. And as we go through the day, watch how those showers come up. This is at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, rain around Tahoe. We may get rain down to Pollock Pines. I wasn't thinking we would last night, but maybe we will. There's a lot more moisture here, and the models are picking up on that. But the satellite indicates a lot more moisture than what the models were picking up on yesterday. But certainly, areas around, let's say, Kirkwood through Alpine County, Tahoe, Truckee, Incline Village will be seeing rain this afternoon, and we will likely be seeing lightning strikes. And some of the clouds will spill down into the valley. This is likely more cloud cover, but maybe a possibility of a sprinkle. That's at 10 o'clock tonight. And watch how this happens again on Wednesday. This is different. This is different from the earlier runs. This is much more extensive on Wednesday than earlier runs have been saying. Mostly confined to the crest of the Sierra once again, but it would be from Lassen County through Plumas County and then all the way down south toward Kern County. This is at 5 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. And once again, it would bring on Wednesday night some clouds and maybe even a sprinkle down to the valley. This will mess with our forecast for highs for the day on Wednesday. Right now, we're thinking it might be 105, but if the clouds come in, it might be a little lower. If the clouds hold off, it might be a little hotter. So this is certainly an uncertainty in our forecast. So I showed you this is the HRRR. Let's take a look at the NAM nest for the same time period. And as you can see, it's not quite as extensive, but it is showing more or less the same thing. And if I back up, going through the day on today, Tuesday, you'll see the same thing in terms of rain. And then on Wednesday, the same thing. A lot of clouds down over the valley in the afternoon and evening on Wednesday. So yeah, and again, this is going to give us the possibility of more thunderstorms. This is Thursday afternoon, a lot less activity there. All right, so I said there's a lot going on here, and that's the short term. Let's talk about the longer term because, man, this is a really interesting pattern that's shaping up for the next couple of days. So I'm showing you, here's the 500 millibar chart, showing you the flow up around 18,000 feet, kind of the steering currents, if you will. So here we have this low here, and you can see the wind barbs here carrying up that monsoon moisture that is giving us the chance of thunderstorms and what we're going to be seeing over the next couple of days. But it's also a pretty warm flow. We don't really get much in the way of onshore flow with this. This is getting into the day on Wednesday, and now we get into Thursday. That low just kind of sticks around. And Thursday, the low itself kind of kicks inland a little bit. And that's how our temperatures come down. All right, now I'm going to widen out here because I want you to pay attention to what's going on down here. This will be either a tropical storm or a hurricane coming off the coast of Mexico. So this may, probably have minimal impact on Cabo. So we have the low here, and we have this hurricane/tropical storm down here. And it starts to come up from the south. Now, let me be clear what I'm talking about here with this hurricane/tropical storm. I'm not saying we're going to get a hurricane or a tropical storm into California. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm just paying attention to is the moisture coming off of that storm. And these storms have abundant amounts of moisture. And this could bring a lot of rain to some areas. And again, we're talking about next week. So a lot of things could change here and there. So I really want to be super clear about that. While I'm pointing to a tropical storm or hurricane, I'm not saying we're going to get a hurricane coming to California. But what we do often get is the remnants, and these remnants can have abundant moisture with them. So this is, let's see what time frame we're looking at. This is Sunday night. And as we go through the day on Monday, that flow right there would tear off a lot of moisture and send it into California. Now, the models have been all over the place the last couple of days with this feature, but this right here is a classic monsoon pattern that could bring clouds and rain to California. Some of the models have been steering the rain more toward, let's say, Lake Havasu and the Grand Canyon area, Las Vegas, and then farther to the east. All right, I'm going to go back to this. I hadn't planned on doing this, but let's go back to this, and so I'm going to show you the GFS, and let's look at the precipitable water, and I'm going to have to go back to the 0Z run. Okay. So I show you this precipitable water product during the wintertime when we're looking for things like atmospheric rivers. And again, we're talking speculative out here. We're talking, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, still a long way out. All right, this is Sunday. Here is that plume of moisture. This is precipitable water, over 2 inches of precipitable water here. That's a lot of water. In our area, less than 1 inch, but that's still kind of high for us for this time of year. And as we get into, this is Sunday night, get into the day on Monday, look at that surge of moisture. So here is the model depiction of where that remnants of that tropical storm is. And then here's the precipitable water over our area, 1.3 inches, and then this purplish color. This is 1.9 to 2 inches of precipitable water. That's a lot of water in the atmosphere. And let's just for grins look for total precipitation accumulation. So I mentioned that areas around Lake Havasu, Lake Havasu is down here. So there's Las Vegas. So if I look, this is total precipitation accumulation. This is through next Tuesday night. Look at this. This is 5, 6, 7 inches of rain accumulated from that huge level of moisture coming up. Let me play this back and just watch how that area of moisture comes up. So this is Saturday night. This is Sunday, and they could get a huge amount of rain down there, and that could cause some problems. But again, I'm talking speculative out here. But that's why we have to watch this, because some areas, especially in Southern California and the high deserts down here, could get a lot of rain with the remnants of a tropical storm or the remnants of a hurricane. So, as I said, a lot going on. We've got heat with temperatures in the valley. They're going to be over 100 degrees today. Some areas 105. We've got Sierra thunderstorms. We've got lightning to talk about. We've got fires to be concerned about because of the lightning. And then down the road, we've got this monsoon flow is not going to change. It's interesting, the monsoon for California got off to a slow start. We didn't see much monsoon flow in the month of July at all. But now that we're into mid-August, we are seeing a resurgence of the monsoon that usually lasts maybe until mid-September. And I'll tell you, this flow is going pretty strong. And we got to keep an eye on next week for that remnants of that tropical storm. So that's one of the things I'll keep an eye on over the next few days for you, and we'll be updating here on the morning briefing. So that's everything I've got for you this morning. And like I said, there's a lot going on. I'll be in the office today at 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, and 11 on TV. And because it's Tuesday, there will be a Facebook live chat tonight. So we'll be able to go into more detail about what may be happening in the early part of next week, as well as with the monsoon thunderstorms we'll be seeing today and the next couple of days. So, like I said, that's everything I've got for you today. You can catch me on TV, you can catch me on Facebook, or you can catch me back here tomorrow morning with the morning briefing. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later.